Business operators in the hospitality industry say the partial lifting of restrictions on the operations is not enough to turn around their fortunes. Now, President Akufo-Addo, as part of a roadmap to ease the restrictions, announced that restaurants could offer seated services, but with social distancing protocols. We want to delve into that and the impact on the tourism industry generally. Joining me in studio is Executive Secretary of the Ghana Tourism Federation, Emmanuel Frimpong. We are going to have a conversation on the easing of restrictions. Great to have you in studio, Mr. Frimpong. So first of all, just help our viewers appreciate what the impact of COVID-19 has been on the tourism industry.
Okay, so if you look at the tourism and hospitality industry, we are looking at the hotels, we are looking at tour operators, tour guides, chefs, traditional caterers, basically the informal sectors. And if you look at the value chain, now when countries started closing their borders and airports, of course, people could not travel. And most of our hotels in Ghana rely mostly on business conferences and things like that. So if people are not coming in, if people are not coming in, then obviously there's no business for hotels. And if hotels don't have business, car rentals also would not have business. And car rentals also rely mainly on people having weddings, people having these programs that they will hire cars. And if you also look at the tour operators, who also rely mostly on people coming from outside, now, then it becomes extremely difficult for us to have business because people are not coming in, people are not going out. So nobody is doing business with the hotels and tourism industry. And that is really affecting us.
And I guess it was a big disappointment for you, especially as 2019 was one of those years you'd always remember, right? Because of the year of return. And then all of a sudden, COVID-19 comes in, sets in, and then everything changes. But now we've seen that the president has eased some restrictions, although the borders remain closed. But at least you can visit places in Ghana, have a meal, have some fun, albeit under social distancing protocols. How do you expect things to pick up?
Well, it's still going to take a while before things pick up because you mentioned the year of return. It was quite good for us. And we're looking at beyond the return, which was launched in January by the president. So most of our members were looking at doing some renovations, investment here and there, so that we'll pick up from there. And then COVID came. So we were hoping that we'll have a lot more easing for us, especially with the bar operators who are still closed. They can't open because the president did not open that session for them.
Right.
So yes, we are grateful for the easing, but we thought it would have been a little more far-reaching to other members of our association.
One of the things you're looking forward to was beyond the return.
Yes.
Obviously, that wouldn't be something that would come on this year, looking at the restrictions that we have right now. But domestically, what are the strategies to push our tourism sector? We have some limited restrictions, but we can do something, right? So what are you planning to do? Do you have any strategy in place?
Yes. I think about 4 weeks ago, we had a joint committee between Ghana Tourism Federation and Ghana Tourism Authority to put a committee together to look at the impact of COVID-19. One of the things that we discussed extensively was the fact that we need to promote domestic tourism, which when we met President Nana Akufo-Addo, we also reiterated that if he could focus on helping us to promote domestic tourism, as in getting Ghanaians to appreciate domestic tourism, and then we will take it up and work on it, because we realize that it is going to take a while before the industry picks up. A lot of people will not begin to come in, even if the airports, the borders are opened up. So we think that we should look at domestic tourism, and we are engaging GTA to look at the best way that we can do it. There's a video that they've come out with. It's not really extensive one. We are working with GTA to look at, now that the schools are gradually being also eased up, what is it that we can do using the youth to promote domestic tourism. So there's something on the table that we are working on with GTA.
Do you feel that players in your industry are prepared to deal with the new changes, especially social distancing? I'm going to show you a poll that we ran yesterday after the president, eased certain restrictions on restaurants. So we asked, would you still sit and eat in a restaurant under strict social distancing protocols during this era of the COVID-19 pandemic? And 5,400 votes there you see on your screen. 60% say no, they aren't prepared to go out, sit and eat in a restaurant. How do you anticipate things will pick up, seeing that people are still not comfortable with going out, sitting at places to eat, drink, have some fun?
I think as an industry, we haven't done much as far as education is concerned. So people are still scared. They are not really ready to go out. And I think we need to increase some education, let people know that, yes, you can still go out and enjoy yourself. We are going to put out all the protocols, all the necessary measures in place so that you don't get out and get COVID-19.
Okay. And just in a minute, I want to talk about the financials of people in your sector, right? Because we spoke to some restaurant operators who said, I mean, this easing of restriction is not going to do much. It's actually going to add extra cost for them. So they'd rather sit home and think of other strategies to make money than, run their restaurants, for instance. How do you expect them to come out of this pressure on them financially?
I think they are right to say that, because if you look at a hotel that has a capacity of, let's say, 500 or 800, and then you are asked to come and accept 100 people, don't forget you are going to incur almost the same cost if 500 people were coming. So if you look
at it, doesn't make financial sense.
Yes, it doesn't make financial sense to open up.
But I guess that they are seeking something from the stimulus package as well. Hopefully they may get something.
If you look at the amount, it was 600, now it is 1 billion. If you look at the hotels alone, and this amount, don't forget, it is not just for tourism industry.
Okay.
It is for the whole country. So the amount is really not enough.
Thank you so much, Executive Secretary of the Ghana Tourism Federation, Emmanuel Frimpong, speaking with us.